Yo guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today is a very special day because we have our very first special guest. The one, the only. You know what? How about you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, so my name's Dakota and I'm really blessed to be here today. I'm really excited.
It's gonna be a great video. They can actually expel their internal organs. There it is. Clownfish, his name is Sam. We have a Navarre cardinalfish.
Black Darwin's clownfish.
Alright guys, before we start every video, we always give time for God. So, open up your Bibles to Psalms chapter 104, verse 25. Dakota, you want to do the honor?
I would love to. Here is the ocean, vast and wide, teeming with life of every kind, both large and small.
So today, we're going to be taking a look at some of that life, both large and small. Let's go and get into it.
So there's going to be 6 tanks that we're showing y'all today, and we're going to draw them randomly out of a hat and see which one we start with. So let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to be starting with the axolotl tank.
Alright, so this is our axolotl tank. Axolotls are entirely freshwater, so that means they do not live in saltwater or brackish water, which is a mix of fresh and salt. They're entirely freshwater. They require a very cold environment of around 60 degrees, and they look very similar to salamanders, as you can clearly see in our footage here. And then they also like to eat live worms. Alright, so I am going to draw for our next tank. Corner tank.
So this is our corner tank. As you can see, it's in the corner, which is why we call it the corner tank. And so in this tank, we actually have a black Darwin's clownfish. And fun fact about clownfish, they are stenohaline, which means they can only tolerate a very narrow range of salinity. Also in this tank, we have an arrow crab.
Alright, Dakota will be pulling our next tank out of the hat.
Alright, so our next tank will be coral reef tank number 2.
So, this is coral reef tank 2. In our back right corner, we have a Navarre cardinalfish. And as you can see, it has some white dots on its fin that almost glow. And then up top on our wave maker, we have a decorator urchin. Decorator urchins take shells and rocks and put them on their back for disguise. And then some other organisms we have in this tank, if you come around to this side, we have a peppermint shrimp under the rock. It's kind of hard to see. I'll put an arrow up to it. So yeah, this is coral reef tank number 2.
Alright, our 4th tank is going to be touch tank. That's a good one. Alright, so we're downstairs at our touch tank. And so in our touch tank we have 2 horseshoe crabs as well as some hermit crabs. And so some fun facts about the horseshoe crabs. They are over 400 million years old. They actually have a blue blood, which is copper based. And so their blood is actually used for medicine.
Alright, for our 5th tank is going to be display tank. Alright, so this is our display tank. The cool thing about this tank is you have multiple different tanks kind of built into one, so you can view a bunch of different things. So if you come down here and look in this tank right here, there's actually a sea cucumber. And something cool about these guys is that they can actually expel their internal organs as a defense mechanism. Okay, if you look in this center tank here, we have a type of clownfish. We don't actually know what type of clownfish this is, so if you know, put it down in the comments and let us know. In that tank right there, we have a little baby pufferfish. which she should be back in the corner there, as you can see. And then if you come up here and look in this small tank right here, we have another Banggai cardinal fish, but it's much smaller than the one that was in the reef tank. There it is.
All right, and for our final tank, it's going to be coral reef tank number 1.
All right, so this is coral tank number 1, and Dakota here is going to explain all about the corals. I'll talk a little bit about our clownfish and then some maintenance stuff that goes into this, so you can kind of get a feel of what it would be like on a larger scale at a larger aquarium.
So this is actually the tank that we get to take care of every single day. And so, wait, what am I talking about?
Side quest. I just had to put my arm in the tank to pick up our blue ridge coral, which we'll talk about in a minute. We have a bunch of paper towels that I used to wipe off my arm. So I'm going to show you the form. That was a brick, not an air ball. Side quest complete.
1 for 3. So we have 3 fragments of our pink digitata, as well as a green Watapora coral. We also have a blue ridge coral. We've named him Humpty Dumpty because he is always falling off of his rock, as well as a hammer coral. And both of those corals need a lot of water flow. We also have some red mushroom coral, and that's colonizing. And finally, we have pulsing zinnia.
Alright, so this right here is our clownfish. His name is Sam. And as you can see, he has a symbiotic relationship with our pulsing zinnia here. The zinnia provides a hiding place and protection for him. So something really cool is, you can't see them right now, but we have a bunch of snails and little baby hermit crabs in here, and they act as the cleanup crew. So when Sam eats, it then releases waste into the water, and it may be any food that he does not eat. This cleanup crew that consists of the snails and hermit crabs will come and eat all of the waste and excess food. Alright, so back here is where all the magic happens. This right here is our protein skimmer. This is our filter sock, which basically filters the water. And then here is our heater, which keeps our tank at a reasonable temperature. This stuff right here is part of the automatic top off, which basically what happens is when the water evaporates, it refills it. And if you look down here, that is our automatic top off tank. So basically the pipes run all the way up to the top of the tank and then refill the water when it evaporates.
Alright, so that's going to conclude our little in-depth look at all the tanks we have here.
Dakota, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you haven't already, show some support, hit that like and subscribe button. Peace, see ya, we're out.